Okay, well, I thought this would be a fun video to make. Carrie here from Yaya Podcasting, and I've got this really interesting piece of audio. So what's happening here is I have a field recording, which I will play in a minute. So a field recording here.
I truly love it.
So when it was
recorded in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. And I also have this voiceover that the host wants me to use. So I'm going to mute this and just play this.
When everything was closed, what did you miss most?
So I have his better voiceover. So how do I deal with this, right? Because we have a few problems. We have background noise, like the ambient noise in this field recording, I am never going to get rid of, and I never should, because it adds character, right? And then we have the problem that the host wants now this clean audio combined with this field recording. And we still have to make it sound like he was there, right? And because if we just like did this, and I'm just going to move this track here.
Great and gracious. It seems like you really love it here.
Oh, I do. I truly love it.
That is not a good listening experience. So what we need to do is find some ambience that is similar to this background noise, this ambient noise in this field recording, which I am going to do by going to Audio Hero, and I'm going to find myself a piece of ambient noise from a museum, right? Oops. So obviously that's not quite right. And that's got like rain in it. This is more accurate, so I'm just going to like mark that right now. And I can just look at, by like looking at this, I can tell it's not right. Yeah. That's still not right. No, that's got a fountain in it. I don't want. That's close. No, that's got a fountain. We don't want the fountain. That's close. And I'm just going to look and see if actually, and we don't see it. No. Okay, so I was just checking to see if like sometimes you get a field recording at the actual place you want, if it's in a place like the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City, which is pretty famous. It's a pretty good place to go get some ambient noise, right? So I'm just going to add this one, and I'm going to download both of these because hopefully, am I logged in? Hopefully, let's see, download all. I may have been logged out. Oh, I have 3 tracks selected, so I'm going to clear this. All right. I'm going to do that. I think that one's okay. And then what was this other one here? Not that one. Well, now I can't find it. I think it might have been this one. But you know what? I'm just going to stick with the one from France. And I actually am going to do this one too. And if I need to make a composite of the two, I will do that. So I'm going to go back into my session. So now that I have this ambient noise, I can relax and I can go through and edit out the host as much as possible from this track. And I'm just going to solo this and I'm going to go through and listen.
Oh, I do. I truly love it.
So when it was closed, what did you miss most?
So when it
And I'm going to use markers. And I'm just going to delete that.
Love it.
Right. And I'm going to fade to kind of smooth that out.
I miss my coworkers.
I'm going to try. I'm just going to silence him here because now I don't need to worry about it because I know I'm going to bring in some ambience from another source and I will like blend everything together.
My coworkers. My manager called every week. The managers called. Each manager had a series of people to call every week.
they checked on you.
Checked on us.
Yep. I probably shouldn't be trying.
They checked
And this one's a little bit tricky because they interrupt each other.
on you. They checked on you.
So I'm just going to take that out.
Every week.
Just want to make sure I get the rest of that. I'm never going to get the rest of the K.
Week. Checked on us. They encouraged us to send in photos of what we were doing so that we could eventually make books for our different departments.
Yeah.
I'm just going to silence that.
And then when we came back, we were just thrilled, just absolutely thrilled to be back.
So when
And I'm going to use a marker here. I'm in Audition. I'm just going to use a marker so I know where this begins, so I don't have to back.
So when the Met Ball is held here, right?
Yes.
So
Okay. I'm going to delete that.
Yes.
So when do you?
And I'm going to add another marker.
So when do you guys work the Met Ball, or do they have a different team come in when?
It's a different team. That's a special event.
And now I'm going to delete that and see if this works.
It's a special
Because they interrupted again.
team. That's
Just want.
That's a special events team.
Got it.
But
Got it.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Interrupting podcaster. Interrupting podcast. What? Interrupting podcaster who? It doesn't work so well on my own.
team. But we work the exhibit when it opens, and we always have merchandise for the special merchandise for the exhibit.
And we can actually clean that up a little bit here. Bring that.
Special merchandise for the exhibit.
Maybe not quite so much.
Special merchandise. Special merchandise.
I'm just going to fade that.
Special merchandise for the exhibit. So we had to postpone in May. It's the first Monday in May.
Yeah.
So we had to postpone in May. So we had to postpone. The Costume Institute lost a ton of money, millions on that. But it's going to open on the 28th of October.
Okay.
It's called.
Okay.
It's called October. It's called
And I'm going to have to fade that. Let's see if I can fade that in.
October. It's called.
And I'm going to zoom in so I can do this.
It's called. It's About Time.
And I'm going to, again, just kind of get rid of that. Not worried so much about ums and ahs with this because it is so hard to cut. Like if I didn't have this voiceover I had to add in, I wouldn't touch it at all.
It's About Time.
It's about.
Because see,
It's
hard because you have this ambient noise you're dealing with.
It's About Time.
It's about time.
It's about. It's about. It's about.
I don't think she has a D. I think she dropped that.
It's about.
Yep, she dropped that. All right.
It's About Time.
It's about time.
Yeah. So
It's about time.
time.
Interrupting podcast.
About time.
Always let your guests speak. They don't need your voice to tell their story.
About time. So it'll be all about time and fashion, and no ball, but we will have it for everybody, for all those fun-loving people. Come on down.
So why should
I'm just gonna use
why should someone come and visit the Met?
You come to visit the Met.
Oh, I don't know why I didn't do that. Just get rid of that.
You come to visit the Met to enrich yourself, to relax, to think of other things. Like I sum it up, truth and beauty. That's what survives in a civilization, the truth and the beauty of it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Greta.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Please come to. Thank you.
We're gonna take that out.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Please come to the Met.
All right, let me get your emails.
So another thing, if you don't have a sound effects database you have access to, so I've got this. I could have just like loop this or stretch it out, or copy it, paste it, copy and paste it, and then all of a sudden now I've got ambience.
To the Met.
And that would be my alternative way to deal with that. Now that I've got this, I am going to put in his voiceover. And I will pause the video so you do not have to watch that tedious process. Okay, so I have this all but this one little piece ready. So I'll just show you what this is like quickly.
Truth and the beauty of it.
So why should someone come and visit the Met?
Thank you.
God bless you.
Okay.
Someone come and visit the Met.
He apparently didn't like that. First take is usually the best. I don't know why he did that.
And the beauty of it.
Truth and beauty.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Please come to the Met.
All right, so obviously I could tell this is what he wanted. Now, I would have made the editorial decision, and if I had a little bit more time, I would take some liberties and kind of argue the point that this is where this interview should end.
Lives in a civilization, the truth and the beauty of it.
And I think that's where this whole interview should end, is with those words. I'm not constructing the story here. However, whatever.
Truth and beauty. Got it.
Nice to end it on a high note, though.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Please come to the Met.
Thank you so much, Greta. We will, and hopefully the Met. Got it.
Okay, we don't need got it. It's just extra words we don't need. And so it really is kind of like piecing this voiceover, because the voiceover is never exactly like the actual field interview. I don't know why that is. So you just kind of have to reconstruct it.
Thank you so much, Greta.
Thank you.
God bless.
Greta.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Please come to the Met. Please.
I'm just going to take that out.
Thank you. Please come to the Met.
We will, and hopefully the Met Ball will be on this year.
And it won't. And I wish he had listened to the person he was interviewing. But that's all right. So now it's time to pull in our ambient noise. Actually, it's not. So we're going to do one thing here. We're going to come into here. And we are going to send this into RX. Because since we're adding in ambient noise, and the one track doesn't have any, we need to actually reduce the ambient noise of this track so we get a better blending of one ambient noise from the ambient noise from the field recording to the ambient noise of the sound effects library. right? Because we want it to sound natural. We don't want anybody to think, oh, they added in ambient noise. Good for them. No, we don't want that. So I'm just going to go to RX8 Connect here. I'm going to hit apply, and that's going to send this file. Should be fairly quick. Yes. So we have it here in Audition. I need to find a place, and usually at the end, here. Now that's got some movement, so like some rustling. I don't necessarily want that, but I just want to find a good profile. But you have to be careful when selecting your profile and doing this, because you're essentially telling RX what to look for, right? And you want it to be kind of a representative sample. You don't need a huge amount, just a second. I'm just going to try this. This is not ideal at all. Sometimes the adaptive will work just fine, and I'm going to learn. The selection's too short. All right, we need a little bit longer, but we don't need much longer. Too short. You might have to go back to that. I feel like there were longer sections of ambient noise, but let's see what this is. Yeah, we're probably just gonna have to use this part. Oh, this is a problem. All right, that's okay. No, there we go. We uncheck adapt. Before I do this, I am noticing.
Thank you.
There's a little bit of clipping. So I'm just going to run in one quick declip. I'm going to let it suggest. I've got a limiter on here, so because declip is sometimes crazy. I think that took care of that.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
I don't think it's any big deal. All right, so now we need to check what this denoise does.
Things like I sum it up, truth and beauty. That's what survives in the civilization, the truth and the beauty of it.
Thank you so much, Greta.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Please come to the mat.
All right, let me get your email so I can,
okay.
once the...
Oh, I'd love to hear it. Yeah. Things like...
Okay. It's a little bit out of phase, so it's hard to tell. Not out of phase. I don't know what there's an offset between the left channel and the right channel. So it's hard, you hear it differently because in Audition, I'm mixing it down to a mono file. In this, it's a stereo file. So let's just try to listen to the one channel. There we go. You just click up here.
To relax, to think of other things. Like I sum it up, truth and beauty. That's what survives in the civilization, the truth and the beauty of it.
Thank you so much, Greta.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Please come to the mat.
All right, let me get your email so I can,
okay.
once the...
Oh, I'd love to hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your name?
My name is Greta Lee.
And where do you work, Greta?
I work at the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
How long have you been working there?
I've been here 5 years. It's my retirement job. I was an executive with Hilton Hotels for many years, and before that I was in the fashion industry. But I wanted something to do that...
Okay, so I'm going to try adaptive because I don't want to take out the richness of her voice. It's just the background noise is just a little bit too loud. So I'm going to try the adaptive.
Enriched me and kept me learning and going, and I just love it here.
Awesome. So you've been here for 5 years.
5 years, yes.
So you were here pre-pandemic.
Yes, I was.
So pre-pandemic, how was the numbers?
numbers were very good pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
We knew something was wrong in December when we start seeing the Chinese groups, because
And I'm going to just listen to what it's taking out. And I'm just going to back it down. Isn't that weird?
stopped coming, and
Okay.
we knew something was up. And then they furloughed everybody. They paid us through the pandemic. So
How long were you guys off?
I think we opened. But the museum was kind to their employees, and we came back to welcome New Yorkers.
I think this is going to be as good as we're going to get it, since this is such a noisy file, but it's good noise. I don't think it detracts from anything. I don't think that reverb detracts from anything. What happens is you get put in time and space by listening to this audio. And we just want to make sure that we blend the sound effect we're using, the ambient noise we're using, so we don't remove people from the time and place that this is recorded, right? We want them to feel like they're in a museum listening to this lady talk. All right. And you can see, let's see how that changed it. And you can see it brought down that background noise there. We're just going to give it a spot check.
To relax, to think of other things. Like I sum it up, truth and beauty. That's what.
And I'm just going to look. I'm going to look at how it changed the spectrogram, the spectral view. I think it took, I think we're going to have to add in a little bit of bass because the noise thing thinned it out. It lost some warmth, but I think that's okay. I think, it's a balancing act. So we take a little bit of more noise, we remove a little bit of bass, right? But we can add things back in. But where we do that becomes important, right? We do it in a controlled method. So I'm going to send this back. And I'm going to go down here. Where is ARCs? I can never find this thing. Come on, where are you? I've been doing this for too long. This is not a quick edit, by the way. This is something I would prefer to spend several days working on, like 3-4 days. 1 day per section. I think there are 4 sections. 1 day per section. And then maybe even an extra day to like assemble it and mix it down, add in all the musical elements and everything. But I have 24 hours. Not my client. My client's always a little late, but this is his season finale, and we're butt up against a lot of other deadlines that have nothing to do with this client but are mine. And so today was the only day I could fit it in. Make sure I'm recording. I feel like I'm always too long-winded. So I'm going to go back here. Oh, there's one last thing I forgot to. Oh, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it so it commits these changes I made in RX. And since it's non-destructive, I have a copy of that. I have a copy of this file. I can go back to the original if there's a problem.
But the museum was kind to their employees, and we came back.
All right, so now, first I'm going to do this. I'm going to go into my essential sound panel. I am going to roll off the bass a little bit more and do just a little bit. So I have this noisy NPR setting. This is like auto mixing. This is so easy if you aren't, using these, like the stuff in the effects rack. This would be like the equivalent to like the Hindenburg controls. So easy. So I can just reduce noise with a slider, which is really good. Rumble if something is like too bassy, too warm, or muddy is what the other word. I'm going to leave this reduced noise on here. And then I'm going to come to my EQ and I'm going to roll off the bass a little bit more.
Kind to their employees, and we came back to welcome New Yorkers.
But this works by clip. So I have a shortcut key to select all the clips in the track, which I have set to X. That's a little bit too much.
And fellow people, fellow art lovers.
And I'm doing this, so now I can come in here. I'm just kind of smoothing out the adaptive noise removal because it does change the noise levels over time. So I'm just giving it like a final, kind of like if you were thinking about leveling noise. I'm just using that automation in Audition to just kind of smooth it out simply. And now I'm going to come in here to the filter and EQ. I'm going to get a parametric equalizer. I have, this doesn't want to work. This here. I'm actually going to bring this down here because I don't want to bring up too much to the high end. A little bit's okay. And I'm just going to tweak the settings so I can bring up.
This is the land of truth and beauty. And people are grateful that we're here, and we're grateful they're coming back.
Things were closed for so long in New York.
Okay.
Kind to their employees, and we came back to
And I don't think I'm going to get it perfect the way I want it.
welcome New Yorkers and fellow people, fellow art lovers. This is the land of truth and beauty. And people are grateful that we're here, and we're grateful they're coming back.
Things were closed for so long in New York. Did you notice that people were very happy once?
Are grateful that they are able to access their beloved art again.
Yeah.
And then New Yorkers are bringing their children with the little masks. They're so cute, the little kids.
Okay. And yeah, so just tweaked a little bit to open up the parts that needed to be a bit brighter, get rid of the parts that aren't so lovely. And I do that just by like extreme listening, I guess. It's, scanning the frequency range to see, does this need more of that? Or does it need way less of that? Or not even way less, a little bit less, right? So it's like when you're cooking and you're seasoning, it's like taste testing, right? You're like, no, more salt. Okay, put a little salt in. Yeah, more salt. Put a little bit more. Oh, now it needs pepper, right? That's all.
Seems like you really love it here.
Oh, I do.
Okay. And so I'm just gonna I'm just gonna now do his with this preset I have. It's so versatile. It's like the best preset I've ever created because I use it on almost everything. It's just super simple. So now that I have that in, I'm gonna pull in the ambient noise. And I think I'm going to start with this French. I think we're going to start in France. Right? I like France. This one's a little bit quieter. And then it does get louder at the end. But first, I'm going to play it just like it is right now so you can hear what it sounds like.
What's your name?
My name is Greta Lee.
And where do you work?
I work at the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
And how?
And now I'm just going to mute it so you can hear the difference.
Retirement job. I was an executive with.
So this brings that ambient noise.
With Hilton Hotels for many years.
It sounds very similar to the ambient noise that we started with in this field recording.
And before that, I was in the fashion industry.
Right? Which is fabulous. This is what we want. I'm just going to come over here. This is another great thing about the Essential Sound panel. I'm coming over here. I'm going to sound effects. I am going to look. I'm just going to make this in a large room. But I'm going to bring the volume down because what that is doing is going to add some reverb to it. But I'm just going to bring down the volume here.
Job. I was an executive with Hilton Hotels for many years, and before that I was in the fashion industry. But I wanted something to do that enriched me and kept me learning and going, and I just love it here.
So you were here pre-pandemic.
Yes, I was.
So how was business pre-pandemic?
Numbers were very good pre-pandemic. We knew something was wrong in December when
Okay. I like that. I'm just gonna I am gonna try this other one just to see, because it's the quality. Like every room has like a noise, like a signature sound. This is gonna be way too loud. That's way too long. So we're gonna leave too loud. We're gonna come over here to sound effect. We're going to, and then we're going to do a medium shot. So this is about the distance, the proximity, how loud, how close.
Very happy once the museum opened again.
members are great to come to the museum.
Yeah.
We're from China. They stopped coming around December.
And let's see.
Fellow people, fellow art lovers, this is the land of truth and beauty. And people are grateful that we're here, and we're grateful they're coming back.
Things were closed.
I'm just thinking.
Enriched me and kept me learning.
I think we're going to do something wild and crazy. We're going to add in another track. I'm going to make one really quiet, but still there. Excuse me. I'm going to bring this over here. And then we're just going to duplicate this. So I'm just going to hold down Alt in Audition, the Alt key, and click and drag. Hold down Alt, click and drag, and that just makes me copies. Ta-da. I'm going to do the same thing up here. And, okay, so when you're working with ambient noise, you probably don't want a crossfade. But we'll just tighten that up with them just doing that quickly. Because I really want to be done with this. And I don't want to start, I don't necessarily want to fade in, right? Oh, and I'm going to label. No, you don't belong here. I'm just going to label this track. Ambient noise, the Met 2. Oops.
What's your name?
My name is Greta Lee.
And where do
And we don't need to worry. This is going to be the quieter one. We don't need to worry about where that starts. But we don't want to make it so abrupt.
My name is Greta.
Oops. I lost. Oh, I went too far. Too far. I should have my marker closer here.
What's your name? What's your name?
My name.
And then we need to get rid of this. And because I'm not going to worry too much about any of the other noise on this track because I've got this ambient noise, right?
My name is Greta Lee.
And where do you work?
I work at the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
And how long have you been working at the Metropolitan Museum of Art?
5 years. It's my retirement job.
And now because I have layered in this ambient noise, I need to bring this down because we are this volume plus this volume equals another volume.
What's your name?
My name is Greta Lee.
And where do you work?
I work at the
Name?
My name is Greta Lee.
And where do you work?
I work at the Metropolitan Museum of Art and hotels for many years, and before that I was in the fashion industry. Love it here.
So you were here pre-pandemic.
Yes, I was.
So how was business pre-pandemic?
Numbers were.
Now, if you find that there is too much difference between the background noise, because again, remember we're layering in sound, so we're increasing the volume every time we make a sound sandwich like this. So what can happen, and I'll show you here in this one, is that, so this is outside. And I did the same thing, except for I just have the one track. I don't have it layered. So I had to adjust the volume because the traffic noise here was so apparent that the volume and the ambience was louder when he was talking when the subject was talking, and then quieter when the host was talking. So I actually used these keyframes to make up the difference. And then I took out some, I think this was like a car horn or something.
Like a rest.
Yeah, that was just like a really loud truck I didn't need. So that is my trick for mixing the voiceover with the field recording in a very ambient, noisy place. And I hope that was helpful. I need to finish this episode. Thank you for watching, listening. I'm Carrie, yayapodcasting.com. You can find all my things there. Bye-bye.